Left of the box. But this one caught my eye for the reasons it's horrible to begin with, but also because I had something very similar. I covered something along these lines not too long ago.
A new Westminster comedy club has canceled a planned show that some say is offensive, including the families of victims of convicted serial killer Robert Pickton. The situation even caught the attention of the premier.
I just really encourage this group to think carefully about this sad attempt at humor.
The group is Danger Cats, a comedy act touring across Canada and boasting a big social media presence. Some of their material has caused outcry, including using residential schools as a punchline, and the shirt they've sold making a joke out of Pickton victims. Pickton was convicted of killing 6 women, although the DNA of 33 was found on the site of his farm.
He is Canada's most notorious serial killer.
Many of his victims were Indigenous. Lorelei Williams, whose cousin Tanya Holick was named as one of Pickton's victims, says the group has caused hurt and offense.
It has caused a lot of heartache and pain, especially the t-shirt referring to my cousin as a flavor. Yeah, it's been horrifying. It's very disturbing.
Danger Cats were set to perform in New Westminster next month at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy. But now the show will not go on. The club issued a statement on Facebook, but it's no longer visible. That statement said it prioritized the well-being of staff, performers, and patrons, and while it values free expression, it realized the material caused discomfort, which was not the club's goal. When reached, organizers had no comment, other than the show is off. Danger Cats shows in Winnipeg were also canceled recently.
For me, I'm just tired of seeing material like this and people thinking it as if it's like art.
And some local Indigenous comedians say they're glad the show here will also not go on.
I'm tired of people trying to normalize abuse against women, violence, racism, homophobia, transphobia.
Mark agrees comedy can tackle tough subject matter, even trauma, if the approach is right.
First and foremost, trauma isn't, especially if it's not your trauma, it's not a punchline. You know, residential schools isn't a punchline to your joke. If you want to bring awareness to this topic and you want to do it through comedy, I think it is very possible, even if you are a white comedian, to talk about this issue from your perspective and to talk about what that all meant and how that also affected you or your community.
Williams says she's glad the show is canceled, but was hoping for an apology from the club.
Well, one of the words was discomfort. It caused discomfort. It's like, no, you caused harm and pain.
Danger Cats posted a statement to Instagram. They say they are canceling multiple shows in Canada and the U.S. Members say they and the venues they were meant to play have received threatening messages. As for the Pickton shirt, they say it has been removed from their store, and they're donating proceeds to Ukraine. CBC News reached out to the group, but didn't hear back right away. Liam Britton, CBC News, Vancouver.
Just the thought that they thought that was okay to do is absolutely disgusting. And part of the reason why it caught my eye was not only was it so completely disgusting, was not too long ago I covered a story here about a comedy stand-up show. It was a fundraiser for the Friends of the IDF in Toronto at Yuck Yuck's Comedy Club. And Judy Gold was one of the performers in that. So having a comedy show about supporting a genocidal occupation force, that's okay, apparently. I agree that this comedy group trying to make light of Robert Pickton and his victims, that should have been canceled. So should have the one encouraging genocide. I'm one of the people where I believe that there can be comedy in trauma and stuff, but it's not appropriate for people outside of those specific traumas to be making jokes of it, I don't think, because it takes a lot of firsthand experience, I think. But just this idea of this comedy group poking fun at the victims of the most notorious serial killer in this country, primarily Indigenous women, is just so disgusting that they thought that they could get away with it, that the venue even accepted it in the first place.